Hi, it's me. I'm in the polytunnel. I'm doing this quick video to keep me sane, because you know how life is. Anyway, here we go. My system's been on for 3 weeks, still running at the minute. The lettuces are growing, but because the nitrogen cycle hasn't got going yet, they're only really being watered. So what I'm doing is I'm taking a cup of worm tea out, and I'm putting half a cup in here and half a cup in there, and I'm also doing like a half cup or a cup in the watering can. Where's the watering can? This watering can here, which is about 8 litres or something like that, perhaps 10. And it's actually that tub there, that fish food pot. I fill that up and I bung one of them in there in the watering can, and then I water the brassicas, I water the tomatoes, I water the melons and the okra, and I water the other tomatoes that are in the media beds. And it's to put nitrates into the media to help the plants to grow, and it seems to be working wonders, because those kohlrabi are just amazing. Well, they look amazing anyway. I can't wait to eat them. And the lettuces are growing. I was getting a bit of a the leaves are sort of melting or going a bit yellowy on the outside edge, but since I've been giving them a feed, they're actually picking up a bit, which is quite nice. The red ones are doing very well, but then they like less nitrates, which is weird, isn't it? So yeah, I just thought I'd bring you along for a quick squiz. The tomatoes are all growing well. I am picking them out, as you can see by this one that's growing up the cane. And the other ones are all growing well. I have got to give them a water, and I have got to give them a feed before I go tonight. So again, it'll be a half fish food thing with a full watering can of water, and that'll do for the tomatoes, for all of them in here. Strawberries are doing well as well. They're growing through, and again, I'm going to have to water them, and I'm going to give them a feed as well, just to give it a little boost. There are little seeds growing up in my strawberry plants, as you can see. There's one there, one there. I think they're actually tomatoes. I know I shall perhaps grow some, or perhaps not. We'll see. The fish are doing really well. The little pond is doing well. The bougainvillea's finished. It's gone over, and it's got seed heads on now. All the waterweed is growing. It's got a load of that snotty algae in there. You can see the little fish swimming around. These are just my white cloud minnow, and it's a mixed shoal, and there's a couple of golden ones as well, and there's some long-finned white cloud minnow. The little thing in the corner, that's gone to seed. That's a umbrella grass, and it's just floating in that little rubbishy thing there. The little pump is going, and it's just sort of a pulsating pump, but it's all going all right. I've just fed the fish. There's only some white cloud minnow in this one. There's about 6, and then I've just fed the goldfish, and they've got some food on the top still. I'm going to close the top up for the night, just in case it stays warm and it evaporates. I put it up in the daytime, and you can see there's an algae line around the edge there, and it's sort of about 1 inch above that, and that's where it goes down to, and then you can see where the algae line is, see where it evaporates to. I have to top it up when it's really, really hot, if I don't close the lid. My weedy corner is still a weedy corner, still loads of black fly. The weeds are beautiful though, aren't they? I really like them. I think they're really pretty. The thistles are just coming into flower, which is nice. I'm going to sneak in there a minute. Let's take you for a little quick wander. Oh, fish are jumping. Yeah, so look, there's that sort of bug there. Stinging nettles, there's all sorts growing. These little daisies, there's all these little hoverflies in here, which is really nice. I like them. There are a lot of bugs. It's not good for growing lettuce. There's also this, which is wonderful, and this is a spider's nest. Now, I've seen the spider, and it was like a big... My friend Paul would know. He's very good at spiders and things like that. This one, it was like a kind of a really large wolf spider, and she had an egg sac underneath her. She was carrying it around. She had it over there, over in a different spot, and now she's released the egg pouch, and And there you go. Can you see the spiderlings? Am I actually pointing the spider? There we go. Let's zoom in a bit. So yeah, it's got loads of spiderlings in. And if I tap it, you can see them all running about. So that's quite cool. New life in that. It's lovely, isn't it? New life, even if it is little tiny spiders. But nice to see. And they'll help to combat all of my other bugs that are in here that are going to eat my lettuces otherwise. The raised bed again, I need to chuck a bucket of water over it. Tomatoes growing quite well. I need to put a little cane in there. I'm going to take that out of there, look. My lime tree is actually growing rather well, look. Let's see. And she's got flowers on, little pink edges to the flowers, which is rather nice. These are dragon peppers, I believe. I've got a goji berry and I've got a dwarf bean as well. And the one over there, I really think it is a cucumber because looking in the corner there, it looks like a cucumber rather than a melon. It'd be nice if it was a melon, but I think it's a cucumber. Banana tree's just gone leaps and bounds. It's getting massive. Might have to actually think of something else to put it in, but we'll see. The avocado tree again, that's grown massive as well. It's grown at least a foot, I reckon, since I took the cloche off. And the calamansi has got little flowers coming. You see there's little flowers in the top here. So I'm really looking forward to that opening and the flowers opening because they smell wonderful. They really do. So that's exciting. The little avocado tree over there is doing well. Goji berry, and there's still some garlic in there. I'm just waiting for the tops to go a little bit harder and then I shall pick the garlic out and we'll see what that's like. I did grow a whole load outside as well, and I grew some last year, and the stuff last year was amazing. It's much sweeter than when you grow it yourself than when you buy it from the shop. Anyway, let me just take you outside and we'll just go and have a very quick little squiz out here. My mate's got some yeast, champagne yeast, so I'm going to have a crack at doing elderberry champagne. I've got a bucket, I've got one of them, I've got some demijohns, I've got a bubbly thing that you put in the top, and yeah, so I'm going to have a crack at the old elderflower champagne. Looks like it'll be a bit of a giggle. This is my oak tree. I've got a little dwarf oak tree. It's only because I cut the top off that it's a dwarf. I'm going to let it grow out a bit. I just wanted to get a better shape out of it. My salvia cuttings are all growing well, and my new daisies that my neighbour gave me because it's too hot in the conservatory at home. I've got an elderflower out here as well. This one's next to the polytunnel, and if you read up about elderflower, if you've got it next to your house or something, apparently it wards off evil spirits. So I've got one next to the polytunnel. Let's hope it works, eh? This is my dragon plant, and it's actually an indoor plant, and I leave it outside in the winter and I just cover the crown of it with leaves really, and it grows. I've got some broccoli in here that Jake gave me, a good friend of mine, and I've got another dragon plant that's just a cutting. It's a tomato. There's a honeysuckle down there. I don't know why I put honeysuckle in there. There's some sort of squash. There's a couple of bay trees, and there's more things getting in. There's that thing there, which is the yellow flowering thing that I have up on the pond. This is, I think this is called purple orange, but it came out lighter this year than it did last year. This one here is a pretty flower. This is called woundwort, and if you if you burn yourself or you get stung or something like that, just mash it up in your hand, give it, spit on it a bit, mash it up, and then you just rub it on the stinging nettle or on the, on the sting or on the burn or something like that. Not rub it on a burn, but if you put it on a sting, it'll take the sting away from a stinging nettle. And it also works on thistles, I found. So if you get a thistle in you, you can rub that on and it kind of helps it heal. These are peas and they're coming through, they're flowering. And actually, look, there's a load of peas on there. I didn't even see them, I've been walking past them. So there's a load of peas in there. I bet they're getting eaten. These are radishes and they've all gone to seed, but they've gone a bit far now. I was eating them, but they've gone a bit hard. I could still eat that, but no, they're not as nice now. They're nicer when they're young, because they're a bit I don't know, they're still crunchy, but they're not, they're going a bit woody now. Lots of weeds. I've got to weed this. But there's loads of foxgloves, Swiss chard and things like that, beetroot and all sorts that have gone to flower in here. And I've just left it because it's nice for the bees and the butterflies and the bugs and all of that sort of thing. There's my foxgloves there. They're a bit weird. They've just nearly finished. Thistles coming into flower as well. I'm actually leaving the thistles in, or a few of them, because I get loads and loads of goldfinch. And I really like the goldfinch. There's a blackbird's nest in there from last year. And this is my Russian tarragon. It's growing very tall, taller than me this year. So that'd be something else. These are actually purple sprouting broccoli from last year, and it's just gone to seed. I've got some beans in there. I've got a purple bean that's actually come up, and there's some more there. The rest of it's pretty weedy. I have got gooseberries over here, and they're actually starting to ripen. Again, it's very weedy down through here, but I'm hoping then that birds and the things won't eat them so much. But anyway, there's loads of gooseberries. And yeah, they're looking nice. And there's some blackcurrants, and there's blackcurrants in the field as well. The field's looking nice, the pond's filled up. I've got a croaky, I must have got a frog in my throat or something. The artichokes are doing their thing. I've given a few away. Wow, go away, frog in my throat. So I've given a few of these away, but there's some more ready. If anyone likes them and knows me, just walk up the lane, give me a holler, and you can have one, because I'm not a massive fan. I tried one last year, and I was glad that I ate first. I've got more echiums. Again, the bees love them. This one, the top, got caught by a frost in the wintertime, and it killed it down a bit, and so it's got a multiple-headed echium. There's 4 on the top here, and they just attract the bees. And there's another artichoke there, and that was a purple one. I did 3 varieties, a giant green, an ordinary green, and a purple, and that's the purple. And obviously you've just seen the other artichoke. Just going to take you for a quick wander down here and through the nettles and whatnot, because I wanted to show you my lupin. There's an apple tree here, there's an apple tree over there as well. There's a lupin here, and look at it, it's got loads of buds on it still. So this was last year's. There are other things in here. I think this might be, I can't remember what it's called, Jerusalem artichoke. There was a load of it last year. There's a couple of hydrangeas down through there. There's a lovely rose over here that I planted last year around the edge of the pond, and it's beautiful. Let me just get down off here somewhere safer. Ooh, it's a bit wobbly. So yeah, the rose is really pretty. There's some fennel. I've got fennel all over the place. Another artichoke here. My yew trees are actually growing. This is the 2nd year that they've been around the pond. That one's not growing, obviously, because it's dead. But the rest of them are growing, which is nice. But it takes a good year for the roots to get established. So yeah, that's around my pond. There's these things in the pond, in the silt divider in between, and they're all flowering. The lily pads are huge, and the lilies are quite beautiful really, and there's 3 left. I've had them flowering for the last couple of weeks really, and they're massive flowers compared to the ones in the top pond. The ones in the top pond are very nice as well. They're just smaller, I don't know. I suppose smaller pond, smaller area, less size for the flowers to grow, I don't know. Anyway, around the pond, I'll just show you around this one very quickly. But I've got things like evening primroses in flower. It's got all this blooming bindweed on it. Let's just pull that off. So, these are evening primrose. The mallow's fallen over, but it's fallen onto an iris, which is kind of going over as well. And there's some more of those sort of yellow cup things from the other pond. My white rose is just beautiful on this one. It's got a pink edge because I've left it so weedy. My teasels are all growing massive, and there's osteospermum on the ground. With teasels, they all collect water. I mean, it's been dry for a while, but they collect water and have a little cup of water to feed the birds and the animals, which I think is really nice. And there's a salvia over there, which is hot lips. and it produces the hot lip if you cut it, and if you don't, it'll either go red or white. So they're just starting to get the hot lips because I cut it back over the winter. All these things are docks, and I need to get rid of them really. There's other things around the pond down here, but I just wanted to take you along for a very quick look at this as well because it's so pretty and it's just so weedy. I need to do a lot more weeding. There's a lavender there. I just stuck a piece in, literally just jammed it in the ground because that's what gardening is in a way. Jam things in the ground and they grow. So that's what I've done with all this. I need to take some of this out because there's so many flowers underneath. Marguerites are going to open soon. In July, that's about right. Those dead things there are these things here. So once they flower, that's what they do, and then the goldfinches come down and they eat all this. And again, I should be snapping it off really, but I haven't done as yet. Fig trees coming in. The aloe in the middle there, as you can see, it's got two centres, which are rather large, and then it's got a whole load of babies on it as well still. Japanese shrimp's doing all right. Penstemons, Penstemons are growing well. And as I say, I just need to weed through over the top of the osteos and things like that. Just wanted to show you the rest of my field. Anyway, I hope everyone's well. Nice one. Cheers. And just cheers.